Greetings, hello, welcome on in. Unoptimized Fool here with another weekly episode of World of Warcraft news. Now guys, every week can't be a big week of information. Now actually this week here was kind of slow with information. We only have about 4 articles to talk about, right? So again, some weeks are going to be a big boy, some weeks are going to be small. But before we get into the news, I want to talk about obviously a couple things that the spotters are doing in WoW, right? We have our retail guild, right? Obviously, we're still looking for raiders. If you're interested, put your comment down below saying, hey, I would love to play with the retail guild. Now, obviously, we have actually a couple guilds across different versions of WoW, as you guys know. We have the classic version of World of Warcraft guild as well too, so if you want to join that one, right now we have our leveling event going on. It's actually still open as of this recording, but obviously I think people are around at level 87. We're going kind of slow, we're not going too fast. Again, there's no point going fast, enjoying the expansion, right? So join if you want to also just do some casual stuff. We're definitely doing very casual stuff on the classic side of WoW at this point, and then obviously with retail we're getting ready for 11.2, which will be jumping into the new raid. But without further ado, let's get right into the news. We have 4 articles to talk about, so let's just stop yapping and let's continue yapping. I guess we're gonna yap all day today. Alright guys, now the first article I want to talk about today actually has to do with Mob Classic. Now as you guys know, there was actually some incentive for us retail Andes to play Mob Classic, right? If you completed the starting zone for the pandas, which usually takes around maybe like an hour-ish, maybe, I'm not too sure on the time, you would be able to get this pretty cool spectral dragon mount, right? And it's a greenish mount, right? And you were able to get that. Now that's actually going away here soon. I think that's going to be going away here in about 2 more days. So if you don't have it, obviously check it out. So what you're going to do is just log on to Mob Classic, make a fresh panda, level them up until they have to choose their faction and leave the island, right? Again, the island is a floating turtle, if you don't know. I mean, you should know, it's been out for a long time. And then you can, once you get to your respected capital for that faction, you can log out, go into retail. There's no announcement that you get it. Didn't happen to me unless it was a bug for me. You would log on to retail and you'll notice that you have an unwrapped mount, and there'll be the spectral dragon mount. Again, that is going away here soon, so I believe it's 2 days after this video comes out, but if you haven't gotten it already, it's going to be going away, so I would definitely suggest picking it up. Again, it's only worth an hour of your time, and if you love collecting mounts and having some cool things, it's not going to be too bad. Again, the starting zone is going to be pretty much empty now since it's not the start of the expansion. So definitely pick up this mount because once it goes away, I don't think we'll be able to get this one again. Alright guys, this next piece of news has to do with internal testing at Blizzard. Now recently I talked about how they were internally testing 11.2.5. Now the only thing we know about 11.2.5 is that we have the 21st anniversary event. Anything else regarding the story and the events and some updated mechanics, we don't really know, right? So we still actually don't know, right? Now why am I bringing it up? Well, it's because they're continuing their testing, but they're not testing 11.2.5 anymore, right? Because obviously 11.2 is coming out here soon, so the next thing that will come on the PTR is 11.2.5. but we now have word from data mining sniffers that 11.2.7 is now being internally tested at Blizzard. Now again, with these internal tests and these encrypted servers, there's no data mining allowed. We can't even get into it, right? It's encrypted. We can't get into it, right? So if Blizzard actually really didn't want us to data mine stuff, they would just put on these encrypted servers. So data mining is kind of a thing they give us, right, to kind of figure things out, right? So anyway, but they're moving fast. This is the last major patch of War Within 11.2.7. Well, not major, but it's the last patch of 11 just overall, right? Now, again, we don't know anything about this patch. We actually don't know anything. Obviously, it's going to be closing out the story, transitioning us into Midnight, and obviously, there'll be some updates to mechanics, some events, whatever, right? We don't know anything beside that, right? Because again, with 11.2.5, we know that at least the 21st anniversary is going to be here. Again, we don't know anything about it. If it's going to be the same as the 20th anniversary or just kind of dumbed down like it was before. Again, we'll find out when we find out, but they're going kind of crazy. Again, Midnight is going to be revealed here in Gamescom here soon. So again, we'll be talking about that once that launches. But yeah, internal servers are already testing 11.2.7. And guys, there will be a day where we're going to see internal testing of 12.0. That's for sure. It's probably going to be sooner than we think. Alrighty guys, this next piece of news is kind of just a PSA. Again, it's nothing new, but it's just something that I want to mention because right now in World of Warcraft, we are content rich. We have a lot of things to do, and you can actually argue that we have too many things to do, right? Ending today was the Collector's Bounty, right? Gave us that buff to the mounts that we were collecting. I got a lot of mounts to do. I got a lot actually, which is great. Not invincible though, gee whiz. We also had the Emissary Diablo event thing in today, right? We also have Mop Classic just recently released, right? We still have the Time Walking event going on, right? The Turbulent Time Waves. And we also have the Winds of Mysterious Fortune. That's continuing, obviously. Now, I'm mentioning this because, obviously, this is the second iteration of this event. Now, it's an XP event for leveling, as well as reputation gains. Now, before, in the original one, there was certain reputations that were excluded, but this time around, the reputations for Undermine and the cartels are included in this, and they have 100% buff to reputation gain. So that's definitely something that you should definitely be interested in. Obviously, if you still have to grind out that reputation, which I still do, I've been kind of slacking these last couple weeks. Definitely join in and do it right before 11.2 because again, we have new reputation coming at 11.2. There'll be more relevant reputation grinding to be done, right? So I just wanted to mention this because again, there's been a lot of content here, and I just want to remind you here, again, it's nothing too new coming today. It's just a continuation of a system that I think has been overshadowed by a lot larger systems. Alrighty guys, the last article that I want to talk about today has to do with the skywriting glyphs. Now, as you guys know, in the Undermine patch, we actually had 0 glyphs because obviously we couldn't fly in there. But this has been a system since Dragonflight. Now, in Dragonflight, you actually did collect them to upgrade your dragon flying. That's what it was called at the time. But in War Within, they're just based off of an achievement, right? You just go around and collect them. Now, again, in Undermine, we had no flying, right? So obviously we didn't have the glyphs, so it would have been cool if they were on the ground, but whatever. That's beside the point. So we didn't have access to that. But now, in 11.2, we'll have flying right out of the gate. If you go into 11.2 into Koresh, you'll be able to fly right away, no problem, right? That's just like that on the PTR. But obviously, these glyphs will be available here. Obviously, they won't be upgrading things just like they have done all in War Within. They'll just be for an achievement, right? So there'll be a new achievement. But you know what the crazy thing is? As of right now, as of the information I have right now, and the PTR, there will be no skywriting world quests in there at all. So that's kind of weird. Maybe they haven't added it yet. I'm kind of worried. I mean, usually they have everything inside the PTR at this point. But again, they're adding the glyphs back, but it looks like there'll be no skywriting races inside of 11.2 Ghosts of Koresh. So it kind of makes me nervous. But again, it could be faulty information or they're just missing from the PTR. But I'll keep you updated if I find out any more information throughout this week. But yeah, we're getting glyphs back finally in 11.2. Alrighty guys, that is all the news for this week. Again, we only had about 4 articles this week. Again, very slow news week. Again, even with my videos I do here in the closet. Now guys, I'd like to thank you for watching this episode. Again, you guys love WoW. I love WoW. I love the yap about WoW. Again, I am Unoptimized Fool. I do videos here in my closet about World of Warcraft, mostly, hopefully, every day. Obviously, this last week, I couldn't get that many videos out because, again, you know, you can't force content, right? But again, if you're interested into deeper dive videos, as well as other videos I have planned here in the future, definitely check me out on my X or on my YouTube, right? And again, I'd like to thank the spotters for letting me have the time and the spot to yap about World of Warcraft. Against my passion, and I love making content for it. But again, I am Unoptimized Fool. I'll see you guys next week.